y aún hay muchas interrogantes sobre lo que ocurrió el pasado sábado durante el atentado en contra del expresidente Donald Trump. Mark Green es congresista por Tennessee, pero también él es el director del Comité de Seguridad Interna de la Cámara de Representantes de los Estados Unidos. Platicamos con él sobre la investigación que estará llevando a cabo el Congreso en relación a los hechos ocurridos el pasado sábado. Veamos lo que nos dijo. Está con nosotros el congresista Mark Green, representante por Tennessee, y también él es el director del Departamento de Seguridad Interna de los Estados Unidos. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. Congressman, there are many questions about the lack of preparation and the response of the Secret Service during the rally of President Trump on Saturday. I know that you guys are conducting an investigation,
Yes.
and we'll have some audiences next week. Please tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions. The site team that went and looked at that site decided not to put someone on that building. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why it wasn't included in the Secret Service perimeter doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Of course.
And the explanations in the media from the head of the Secret Service about the slope of the building, that really makes no sense to anyone, right? When the slope on the White House is a little even steeper, right?
Of course.
And then there's the response time of the counter sniper, who at the 8 o'clock position was supposed to be covering that building. We're going to be digging into all of that. So lots of questions that we have to ask and get answers to.
Absolutely. It was just revealed also that there had been some Iranian threats against former President Donald Trump. So, and supposedly they had increased his security because of those threats. Just imagine. How are you going to try to find out what happened, but most importantly, to grant a transparent investigation about what happened?
Yeah, so that's the challenge. We've got to get the departments to cooperate, right? And in the past, at least when it came to the southern border, Alejandro Mayorkas has not been very cooperative. Hence we impeached him for a lot of things, but one of them was just not responding to the oversight from Congress, which is a part of the Constitution and the separation of powers. He has totally disregarded those things. So we sent a request, but we're going to be very quick with subpoenas if we don't get a response.
Some of the things that, of course, people is talking about the most is the fact that the shooter were there, that people in the public noticed him, that they were trying to alert the authorities, and the lack of response. So that's not normal, as you just mentioned. That's not normal. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. For the Hispanic community, it's especially shocking because a lot of us have came from countries where we have seen this happening, and we will never thought that this could happen here in the United States.
Yeah, nothing like this has happened since Ronald Reagan. It's a tragedy. Of course, in this case, someone actually lost their life. So we have got to get to the bottom of it and make sure that something like this never happens again. And hopefully that means transparency and that we can get into the information and we can hold people accountable. But clearly, it doesn't look like right now they're going to be very transparent.
Do you think that we could see another assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump?
Well, look, there are people who hate him. There are people who hate, on both sides of the aisle, right? We've got to dial the rhetoric down in this country and unite the country again. And I think Donald Trump can do that. But the problem is I think it all started with texting. Okay, so we would say things in text that we would never say face to face. And then social media just made that much easier. And as people's conscience got torn down by the ease of doing it online, now people talk that way to each other's face, and there's this vitriol in the country. It's okay to disagree with someone. It's okay to disagree firmly. It's not okay to hate, and it's certainly not okay to do what happened this weekend.
And you just mentioned the border, the crisis that we have at the border. I think that jeopardizes, of course, national security.
100%.
So what would you tell to the Hispanic community, and why do you think a Republican federal government will do a much better job than Biden has done?
I think it's really important to know that the asylum process is not going to go away with a Republican who comes in. People who are in trouble and who need assistance are going to get the assistance they need. But what we will stop are the drug cartel trafficked human beings. We will stop the drugs that are being brought in over an open border. We will stop this increase in terrorists that have been confronted at the border and many who've gotten through. For example, the 8 ISIS folks that were just recently elected are,
Detained,
arrested.
yes.
Those individuals, I think it was 3 of them, used Mayorkas' CBP One app to get into the country across the southern border.
Yes.
So again, a Republican president does not mean that asylum and all those things are going to go away, right? People in need will get taken care of. But it does mean the laws will be enforced, and all those other things that we don't want in our country are not going to be allowed in our country.
Absolutely. So now, coming back to the National Republican Convention. Yeah. So how do you like it? I mean,
the convention?
Yeah.
Oh, these are always incredible. This is my 3rd convention. I got involved in politics about 12 years ago and actually attended the McCain-Palin one before I was elected, but then, got elected, and they're a lot of fun. They just, you bring like-minded people together. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, it's great. And you're wearing your boots.
I'm wearing my Tennessee boots today. Tennesseans are sporting their cowboy boots, and
just as much as Texans.
As much as Texas.
Yes.
I like reminding my Texas colleagues there wouldn't be a Texas if there wasn't a Tennessee. Those boys all went down there to help out,
Congressman Green, it's an honor to have you here. Thank you so much for stopping by. And finally, a few words in Spanish, because I heard you and you speak a little bit of Español.
No, about all I know is buenos dias. I can order a beer,
¿Cómo
cerveza, por favor.
Eso es importante.
Muy bien.
Yes, that's the important thing. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.